Welcome back to the Circle of Kings podcast, your home for scrapping and rapping and all things combat sports. All right, so we just had a great conversation with Darius Jackson, as you saw. Now, we had talked with Nyquil Jackson before his MMA debut in Dillon, South Carolina, which he used to shut the man down in the first round, as you saw there on the clip with the rear naked choke. So, of course, we're looking for big things from Darius Nyquil Jackson going forward out of our area, man. Big ups to you, man. I appreciate you giving the time to the Circle of Kings. And right now, we got something special for y'all, man. You know, the Circle of Kings, we bring y'all nothing but that scrapping and rapping, man. And to keep that moving, I got a young man right here that is a rising star in the bare knuckle game, 6-1-1, blazing through his weight class, and has an upcoming showdown for the featherweight championship of the world on December 2nd in Utah. Man, welcome to the Circle of Kings, a close friend of the show, Howard HD Davis.
What's up, guys? Appreciate you guys having me.
Hey, man, appreciate you taking some time to talk to us, man. I know you're up there training hard for the fight. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
So, HD, man, while I got you here, I want to start off by, we're going to get into this upcoming battle, man, which we are highly anticipating. That Utah card is amazing, man. You being a part of it, especially. I want to talk to you about, I noticed you started out as a boxer. And what made you transition to bare knuckle boxing?
Yeah, I started out boxing in the amateurs. I started late, around like 22, 23, but I always had the love for boxing. But I come from a single parent household, and my mom couldn't always do everything she wanted to do with working and, doing things she had to do. So I couldn't always do all the sports I wanted to do. So it backtracked me a lot. But, anything I wanted to do, I had to, do it myself. So I went and played football. She put me in Little League for a little bit, and then I went to high school and found a way to make that work. And even though I was bad in high school, I fought a lot, so it kind of derailed my football career. Boxing was always there afterwards. So I met a coach, went to a gym called Band Camp in Florida. It's very known in Broward County, and that's where I started. I met a lot of my boxing friends, longtime friends that I'm still, cool with right now. And my actual coach is one of those boxers. So it came full circle, just staying the path, believing in God, and believing that my purpose is to fight, because I've always had that dog in me to fight, whether it's on the street, whether it's, in school, grown men getting jumped, all type of stuff. Man, I've been through it all, and I always let my hands do the talking, and right now they're doing the talking, and it's led me all the way to, a championship title fight.
Well, it's definitely a specific talent and mindset it takes to live that type of lifestyle, that fighter lifestyle that you've chosen to live. Especially, it's an entirely different mindset to jump in there with the bare knuckle, and you can attest to that, blazing through the ranks, man. Let's talk a little about that. Okay, so we've been keeping our ears open, and we understand that Mr. Stewart has a lot to say about that current fight, and he seems to think that his opponents outclass yours, but I don't see that. How do you think about that?
Hey, one thing about it, throughout life, I've met a lot of people that talk. They love to talk. I love to fight. I'm going to give results. He's going to talk. He's going to compare. He's watching my social media. All I'm doing, I'm working like a dog, man. So everything that he can say about our opponents, everybody can know and can see that I've had the harder opposition. He fight my opposition, he wouldn't be undefeated. I fight his opposition, somebody's going to the hospital. So that's just the facts of it. People are delusional sometimes. They want to give themselves self-confidence, I guess. And, I can't fault him. He's a champ for a reason, even though he feel like Florida fighters get to handpick their fights. But I fought several of my fights hurt. I've fought fights after having a half a year layoff and came back and fought a dude who just came off a win. And, I still go out there. I don't turn down no contracts. I don't make no excuses. Everything I state is facts, My only loss is a loss to a cut. And if you want to go back to that fight and look at the stats, I was out throwing this dude, putting more pressure on him, and outlanded him. So I wasn't losing the fight. So got one round of action after coming off that.
Well, let's talk about that fight with Louis. Let's talk about that fight.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stop you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, H.
Yeah, so now I was coming off that 6-month hand.
Yeah, let's talk about the fight. Let's start the fight with Louis.
You want to talk about it right now?
Go ahead. Yeah, sure. I mean, you brought up the fight with Louis.
Yeah.
I tend to agree with you. You stop from a cut, and you look pretty good in the fight. I mean, you look good in every fight you've been in. And Louis the
Man,
#1 ranked featherweight in the division. So
yeah.
I mean, that was a
Mind
fluke
you, to be
stoppage
honest,
to allow me a
yeah,
cut. I mean, you can't you
yeah. To be honest, that was actually my worst performance. That and my first performance against Rusty Crowder. I was very emotional, going through a lot. Stuff was real hard. I took the fight because obviously wasn't making no money throughout the whole time of me being injured. 6 months, no pay. All I do is fight. Only got one hand. Can't get no work. I
oh
was
yeah,
and I was in a bad state. I got kids. I got stuff where I do. Even if you get hurt, even when you die, your bills don't stop. So just like all us boxers and fighters, like
that's
people
right.
think that we got it all figured out, like we all getting $1 million each fight. Like that's not what it is. And I went in the fight very emotional, and it's nothing that Louis did. He's been talking trash for a lot of months before that, and I wanted to shut him up, but I went in there with the wrong mindset. I wanted to knock him out first round, so I was very aggressive, running into punches, felt his power. I didn't care about it, and eventually, it cut me, and that's my fault. And kudos to him though. He had his weird striking and how he threw his punches, and obviously I wasn't used to it, but the next time we fight, all that, the little fake, if you go look on the box record, you see I got a KO or TKO, whatever, Dr. Stoppage. Everybody know it wasn't
Doctor
a real
stoppage.
TKO. Yeah, everybody know it wasn't a real TKO, but I'm going to show him what a real knockout is, and I can't wait till that day happens because I get to shut him up finally, and it's going to be bad for him. Like, even after the fight, if you go look at the sound bite right now, you can see just like he knew it was a gift from God, and he's just like, bro, you hit like a heavyweight. Mind you, I wasn't even hitting him my hardest because I was kind of subconsciously like scared of hurting my hand again, and I didn't know that until after the fight. And I started seeing how I was throwing my punches on the bag, and in sparring, I was kind of like hesitating with certain things. So I was, like I said, I was a little off. That was my first professional layoff. It was half a year. I didn't, know that it would be like that, but it's different now. I went through my trials and tribulations. God put me through that for a reason, because right after that, you guys see how I've been putting my foot knee deep in everybody's ass. It's been belt to ass with everybody, and it's going to
It
continue
has
to
been.
be that. It's going to continue to be that. I'm only going to get better, and I'm not arrogant and cocky. I'm telling you like what I feel in my heart, my soul, because I know what I do. I know how hard I work. I know what me winning in life and walking in my purpose that God has laid out for me is going to do for my family and my kids. So nothing is going to stop me. I don't care what name they throw out there, who they throw out there. They can throw Conor McGregor out there. He got to run that shit. I don't care, bro.
Well, definitely. I mean, hand injuries are definitely a pitfall of any kind of combat sport, but especially bare knuckle boxing. The
Especially, yeah.
technique is different, and so yeah. I mean, everything. But I was so yeah, and the training probably has, man, with that injury probably strengthened you in other areas.
Yeah, it's little stuff here and there, but I've been taking it all on the chin, man. Learning how to adapt and not always rely on my right hand as the finisher and certain things like that. I recently had a knockout by jab. So I want to do different things and incorporate more of my style and work other punches to finish somebody rather than always having to be the right hand that has to be the exclamation point of the fight.
So HD, I've read that during this training camp leading up, you've been training with Mike Perry, who's also headlining that with that uh, King of Violence championship. How's it been working with Mike Perry?
Man, Platinum P, man, he's just a different guy, bro. That guy, how he dish it out, he can take it just as well, man. That's one dude that just doesn't give a fuck. Like you think you're
Yeah.
gonna you think you're gonna outman him, and I feel sorry for the motherfuckers that go in and try to do it because he's different, man. He's Mike, Platinum Perry for a reason, man. I definitely see him winning that fight with Eddie Alvarez, and best of luck to both of them. I'm biased, I'm team platinum, bro. That's my guy, bro. Like that's my black brother. Like he's like 1% black, but I feel like he's fully black. That's my
Iron
guy, man.
sharpens iron, man. So it's great
Iron
when
sharpens
you get
iron.
around
Yeah,
that mentality, man, and it can
yeah.
only rub
Him,
off on you in a good way, right?
yeah. Him and his coach JT at Technique Boxing, man. That's a great program they're running there with pros and amateurs. We went out there, nice sharp work. Very professional, great hospitality. The energy is great. If you talk to Mike Perry, bro, he's such a human, bro. He's just like, yeah, we all human, but you know what I mean? Like he's such a down to earth human, bro. Like that guy, like mad respect for Mike Perry, and it's been like that since day one. Even when I didn't have the name, like I have now, but he's always been respectful and cool with me, bro. He never acted like he was above me or anything like that. How some people get, clout or known for something or been to a bigger organization or got Instagram followers, they kind of act a little different. Man, he's a cool customer, bro. Cool customer.
Yeah, he's definitely used to the limelight, as we like to say, right? So,
Yeah, yeah.
and we talked to Chris Lytle earlier on
Mm.
episode 1, and we'll be touching base with him about the upcoming card. But he mentioned this, and I want to talk to you about it. How do you feel the change in elevation there in the fight? How's that going to affect you?
Honestly, I don't think it's gonna affect me because like I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna go out there, obviously train, get accustomed to it, do all the things I gotta do to make sure all the boxes are checked. I'm not leaving no stone unturned. Like people may think it's in his advantage because because he lives up north
Losing
in
it?
Montana.
Oh, there he goes.
But to
Yes.
be honest, oh, did I cut out?
Yeah, cut out for a second, but we got you back,
Okay.
HD.
I was saying basically, they think he has an advantage, or he think he has an advantage his team because he's up north. He lives in Montana, but we've left no stone unturned. We've checked all the boxes. We're fully prepared and ready for everything that they think that we're not ready for. So the conditioning, the altitude, all that stuff, we're going to be 100% ready. Like the team I'm with, the people I'm with, like we're really like all in. That's the sports agency I just signed with, man. Like my
Well,
manager,
that's a great segue. I wanted to ask you about that. Your change.
yeah,
I understand that you got to change your marketing and promotion of
yeah.
BKFC coming into this fight. So yeah, talk about that.
Oh yeah, I'm with my manager is Victor Demesman, and man, he's one of the best attorneys in South Florida. Like his law firm is, like I said, one of the biggest. You go down there, you listen to radio stations, they're everywhere. They always, settling cases, winning everybody their money, getting the people that have accidents and claims, their rightful due. And it's just like he even has the power to open up other businesses and food places, and he just has his hand in everything. He's just such a business minded guy, and he has a great relationship with BKFC, and he's really taken my mind and my level as a fighter and a person to like new levels, man. And like it's just mad love for him because the fact that he opened up a sports agency to sign, fighters that don't always like make a lot or don't got the back end of managing and have people to really push them and support them. He's doing that for bare knuckle fighters, UFC fighters, NFL players, NBA players. Like they're really making a difference. And we're new, and it's just the beginning this year. But trust me, man, it's about to be a takeover. You're gonna see some of the biggest names come from all in agency, man. You guys be on the lookout, man. Trust me.
So yeah, it's always good to have a great lawyer in your camp. I mean, and two, as a
Yeah,
fighter,
yeah.
to have good management in place really makes you a better fighter because that takes that part of you away. You don't have to worry about that. That's settled. You can train. You can focus
Mhm.
on your opponents. It's very important the management that you
Amen.
have in this game.
Amen. It's a blessing. Like he was sent by God. Like Dr. 305. If you guys know him, he's like one of the best. I think he's one of the best chiropractors in Miami,
Hey
Florida, and
P, get
Florida
on that. My
General.
engineer P, be googling. P's all over it. He's looking at
Yeah,
Doctor
man.
305 right now.
He connected us, and one of my sponsors, Brandon, his company is Native Roots. All these people just came into my life, and like just from me fighting and seeing who I am and the person I've been to them, and from people that they know, they just see me as a genuine person. And that's all I try to be is myself, and like I said, all I can do is walk in my purpose that God has given me, and has brought these amazing people around like to me, and it's just like I'm so grateful and thankful for the opportunities they allowed me to like get, and now I feel like make sure that they feel like it paid off, that like they made the right choice investing in me.
Yeah, you definitely got the goods. So HD, back on to the Utah to the fight December 2nd. Kyle Stewart on the weekly bus. I understand I was checking it out, doing my show prep, and he predicts that he gonna knock you out. So I mean, how do you feel about that?
It's a prediction, man. He's a champ. He got me fucked up. But hey, it's funny, man. All I could do is laugh at it and take it as he wouldn't be the champ if he didn't say that. It's not like he's gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna come into the fight, Howard's gonna knock me out and do something third. He wouldn't be a champ, or he wouldn't be a man or a person that does combat sports. So I don't take nothing from it. I've heard it from multiple people that they're gonna pressure me, that they're gonna knock me out. And as soon as you get in that ring, man, it'd be a different story, bro. That's all I gotta say. I'm already done with the trash talking. I did more than I had to do to get the fight because he was running with his tail between his legs, and I finally threw the lasso and roped him down. So now we're here, and all the talk has to be backed up. I'm gonna stand on how I feel and what I say. I don't care if I'm not going out in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth round or get a unanimous decision win. I'm walking the vote. away with that belt. That belt is coming to Florida, and he knows that deep down in his heart.
Mr. Stewart, you heard it here. HD said, that weekly podcast. You heard it right here on the Circle of Kings. So while we were talking about earlier, HD, you've been training with Mike Perry. You've been training hard. You no problem with the elevation.
Yeah.
He's been having Kai Stewart's camp's been very secretive. Not a lot of people get any information out of that camp. Have you had any information out of that camp?
I don't care for it. The only information I need to know is that we're fighting. He's training, just like he's trained for other fights. I've seen his performances. I know who he is. I know who I am. Whatever he brings, I'm gonna have an answer for it, and that's all. That's how I feel about it. I don't give it too much thought. I watch my film just like he's watched his film, and he's probably gonna be a little different, and I'm gonna be a lot different. So that's all I feel. I have full confidence and belief in myself. Like I said, I'm not arrogant. I'm not humble. I believe that God has put me here for this moment, for this reason. And all I do is thank him every day for giving me this opportunity. So that's all I can do. I don't worry about anybody else outside of that. I don't worry about my opponents. I'm here to do what I'm supposed to do, and that's all I can control.
Well, that's the kind of attitude you got to have. I mean, to be the champ of the world, and that's what you're trying to be, man. I mean, here at the Circle of Kings, we are huge fans of the bare knuckle movement. I mean, it is the fastest growing sport in the world, proven time and again. And you're one of the fastest rising stars in that sport. Shout out to Nelson Lopez, Mr. Feldman,
Shout out to
that whole crew over
Nelson.
there.
I'm so sorry. Hold up, man. Shout out to Nelson, man. That man that man's God sent. That's the person that like gives me motivation. He's a real role model. That's a really good dude, man. If you hear any bad talk about Nelson, it's false. That man there puts his skin on the line for people, man. And he's only showed me real things. Everything he said he was gonna do, he's done, man. And I love Nelson to death, man. Shout out to Nelson, bro.
Yeah, definitely shout out to BKFC, one of the fastest growing sport in the world, man. And we want to appreciate you for taking a few moments of your time, HD. I know you got several interviews to do tonight, man.
Yeah.
The Circle of Kings really appreciates it, man. We'll be pulling for you. We can't wait. This is probably the most anticipated fight of the whole year for BKFC so far.
Yeah,
so
it is.
Big ups.
Yeah. Hey, big ups, man. Thank you. Hey, I'm gonna let you guys know I'm still in the show. I'm sorry, Mike Perry is my guy.
So you telling us to lace the money
guy.
on HD? You telling us to lace the money on HD is what you tell
us. Put the state of Utah on HD. I'm gonna say that right now. Listen, man. Hey, I'm different right now. The sun is shining on me, and it ain't no accident. God has got me feeling amazing. Like this weight cut, my mental, the physical, everything that's been happening. When the devil is trying his hardest to throw the stones at me, man, God is just catching them, bro. Like I can't describe it. Like I'm about to elevate, and so much stuff has been happening, so much outside noise, and I'm just so blessed to be protected by God. Like I want you guys to understand that, man. You guys get close to God, man. That's the best thing you can do in life, and the fruits will just come. They'll start falling from the tree. Trust me.
Man of faith, HD. Man, Circle of Kings, we will be pulling for you, man. We appreciate your time, man. Good luck at the featherweight championship of the world. HD,
thank you so much,
we'll
man.
holler at you down the road. Big ups, champ.
Say less. Hey, happy holidays, man. Y'all be safe. Love.
Love you, man. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yep. No problem.
So there you have it, man. Howard HD Davis, man. Dude laid it down for you. December 2nd, we will all see if he can capture the featherweight championship against Kai Stewart there in Salt Lake City, Utah. BKFC 56, man. The whole card is packed. You got the King of Oz, got 4 championship fights that night. And as you'll see later on, we got a little gift for you here in the show. And we're going to allow you to get an opportunity to get a free month of the BKFC app right here just by scanning. So, stay tuned to the Circle of Kings as we roll on through the night. Hey, we about scrapping and rapping right here, baby.